Smile at death. This is chapter 17. Only recently I was told that the phrase smile to death doesn't represent what I'm trying to bring here. So it is as if that you smile to death, you smile until you die. This is the real meaning, but this is not what I meant. Because these are my limitations when I make this translation from Hebrew to English. And there are times in which what we have in one language, we don't have in the other one. Nevertheless, I hope and believe that despite my mistake, you managed to understand my meaning. From now on, I'm gonna bring it in the more correct way, smile at death. And now we are in chapter 17. Chapter 17 is the second chapter in part 6. Listen to death, speaking with us with lots of love, or speaking to us. You see, many times I'm trying a few versions. I guess one of the versions will be the correct English. So, chapter 17 says, smile at the coincidence, at the synchronicity, listen to it, and even cooperate, work with it, be in flow with it. Okay? So, people address synchronicity or kind of interesting coincidences that take place that give us a kind of glimpse, a kind of reminder that our story here, our human physical story, the reality that we try to understand through our logical tools, does not represent everything that exists. Now, if we open our hearts to these coincidences, to this synchronicity, that something happens in a very specific place and time with specific people, that you say, well, it cannot be just the statistics, the probability. No, it looks like it is beyond it. Now, you may ignore it. You may be purely logical. That's your privilege. It's okay. And say, well, sometimes things just happen one way or another. It's a matter of chance. I'm saying that this attitude represents a kind of denial of who we really are, of the bigger story. When I'm suggesting, when I'm advising you to smile at death, you may say, why should I address or smile at something that I have no knowledge about it? I know nothing and I will know nothing about it. It is beyond my world, it is beyond my reality, it is beyond my possible understanding. Why should I smile at it? Why should I pay attention to some strange, surprising events that put several things together all of a sudden? Why shouldn't I say that just it's a matter of chance? Well, it is your choice. You can choose the purely logical way. It's your privilege, of course. You may feel it is, I would say, safer. So you don't take any kind of esoteric chance, risk, by saying, maybe there are things that are beyond my understanding. I only trust the things I can measure or confirm or get the approval from authority people or the science or the doctors or the teachers or the professors, etc. But this is not the case here. If you are here, if you take the time, if you decide to dedicate these 10 minutes and watch this video. Again, this is the 17th, about smiling at death. That means that you would like to address reality from a wider point of view. A wider point of view means that you let new concepts stay and you let them be in your reality, your attention. You open your heart to new kind of information, even if no one can prove it now or even in the future. When you do so, you open new resources in your mind, in your brain, that have their own logic, their own intelligence, their own wisdom, which is different from the wisdom of left logical brain. When I'm offering you this gesture, this simple, symbolic act, yet most important, most powerful, smile at death, it means that I'm offering you not to be so afraid of this phenomenon. It means that it may not be something to be afraid of. And many times we go to our logical brain because we are afraid. We are afraid to go beyond. We are afraid to go to spaces where we don't have much control, or explanations, or things that we cannot communicate with other people, what we feel, what we see, what we understand, because what we want to say is not based on anything. So it's puzzling, it's confusing. So some people I can understand, they don't want to go this way. But if we're here, if we want to go beyond our normal understanding, then we may practice smiling at death. And when these special coincidences, synchronicities are coming, we would like also to smile at them. Just smile. You will never have, as human being, you, me, everybody, we will never have the whole picture, the whole plan, the whole reasons for things to take place. I think it's a part of the fascinating aspect of life. We will never have the whole picture. Maybe, I guess, we can have the full picture when we are there in the death space. But for here, we decided to come here and to have just a narrow part of the story, and there to create, to grow, to thrive, to cope, and to get achievements that without these limitations, we wouldn't be able to get them. So once we smile at these bizarre events that we call synchronicity or astonishing coincidence, when we smile at them, we accept them. We accept the possibility that life is beyond what we see. We accept it only by smiling. Smiling is our best tool in places where we are interested in having more, experiencing more, yet we cannot understand. So what we do is smile. When we smile, we bridge between the place we feel we want to understand through or control stuff, and other spaces in our mind in which we know that there are things in life that are beyond our understanding, yet they are still interesting for us. They are still important for us. We want to be in cooperation with all the things that are beyond our understanding. We want to work as a team with them. Smiling at death means a new contract between the life or living space and the death space. I'm saying that these two spaces are in a continuous communication. They are not that separated. And our job now as civilization is to progress into a state in which we don't feel as small and helpless facing phenomena like death or space that contains death. Instead, we become partners. When we smile at synchronicity, at interesting coincidences, we become partner. We say to this phenomenon, okay, that's nice. That's very interesting. That's fascinating. I'm happy to see it. When you say I'm happy to see it, you agree with the possibility that things have reasons to take place in a specific time and place. Yes, there is some kind of plan that we can never understand, but we can smile at it. When we start smiling at it, it may smile back at us. We are not that afraid of these things that we cannot understand. We decide to play with it. And when we play with it, we feel better with it. We are less afraid. And then we may be surprised to see that our life become a much better, more exciting, more creative space to be once we are in a better communication with the other side. Through what? Through smiling. That's all it takes.